I think we can start. So I'm Francesca, and I'm the Outreach and Stakeholder Manager of the Deep Tech Talent Initiative. Today, I will show you a presentation about the initiative. I will explain you what it is, how it works, the different tools that we have developed. I will also share with you my email so that you can feel free to reach out in case you prefer to have an individual call to discuss how your organization might be involved in the initiative. For your questions, you can use the question and answer tab, which you should have at the top of your Teams. I will share with you this presentation at the end of the webinar, so you will have it. And that's all. I think we can start. So for those who have no idea of what EIT is, EIT stands for European Institute of Innovation and Technology, and it's a body of the European Commission. It was born around 15 years ago with the objective of strengthening research and innovation in Europe. And in the years, it developed several, we could call them departments, even if they are not really departments, but to simplify, let's say departments, each per every topic. So we have EIT raw materials, EIT food, EIT health, EIT digital, EIT climate. There are several. And usually they work on their own, but sometimes we work all together. This is the case of the Deep Tech Talent Initiative, which is an initiative that sees involved EIT food, EIT health, EIT digital, raw materials, manufacturing, climate, and urban mobility. I will share my screen so we can start with the presentation. So the objective of the Deep Tech Talent Initiative is a huge objective because we want to skill, upskill, and reskill 1 million talents in the field of deep tech in Europe by the end of 2025. 1 million, it's a very big number, but we are putting in place several tools and features that I will explain you in a while, so should be feasible. The initiative was officially launched in July 2022, when the European Commission published the new European Innovation Agenda, which is this document that wants to boost deep tech in Europe to make it more competitive at global level. Several flagship actions are mentioned in the agenda. You have them here. And among all of these actions, there is also the Deep Tech Talent Initiative. And this is the initiative now. We have more than 100, actually 140 partners coming from all over Europe and even outside. And as you can see from the logos here, we have huge names on board because, for example, we have Intel and NVIDIA. Then we have Politecnico di Milano, University of Graz, of Lisbon, of Barcelona, JA Europe, Minna Generation. As you can see, several names from companies, small and big ones, from accelerators, universities, training providers. Why so many different actors? Because we want to build the biggest European knowledge hub in the field of deep tech, where different actors with different background and skills can anyway put together their know-how and help us reach the 1 million people trained objective. What we mean by deep tech. This is kind of our corporate definition because it's the European Commission's definition of deep tech, which basically say that by deep tech, we mean any technology that is highly disruptive, highly cutting edge, based on lengthy research and development, and that wants to give an answer to deep societal challenges. So in this sense, deep tech is really everywhere. And here you have a non-exclusive list of deep tech fields that we cover. And we really have everything because we have manufacturing, materials, AI, biotech, sustainable energy. blockchain. So it's really a very wide approach to deep tech. Let's go practical. The first tool that we have developed, which is absolutely up and running, is the Deep Tech Training Platform. The platform already contains more than 100 courses in the field of deep tech. And in order for a program to be eligible to be published on the platform, it only has to follow the minimum requirements that you see here. So deep tech focus and total duration of the program at least 50 hours. What we mean by program? Program can be considered any type of educational activity. So on our platform, you can find bachelor program, you can find summer schools, hackathons, lifelong learning programs, PhD programs, MBAs, technical programs. So it's really, again, any type of educational activity that is deep tech focused and with a minimum duration of 50 hours. Before a program can be published on the platform, it has to go through a quality check. If you want to know more about the quality check, here you have the link. Again, I will share this presentation with you, so you will have the link. The idea of the quality check is that we want to make sure that whatever we publish is high quality and is in line with our standards. So it's nothing impossible, but we needed to have a quality check. I will show you how the platform looks like. So this is the homepage. If you are curious about the 140 partners, you can click here, Pledge Members, and here you can find all of them. You can filter by country if you are interested in some specific country, or you can filter by category. So we have education and training providers, enterprises, financing partners, and institutional partners. If we go back to the home page, here you have courses. If you click on courses, here you have all the 100 programs, courses, educational activities. We don't care if the program is online, hybrid, or in person. We don't care if it's free or if you ask your participants to pay. That's up to you. We only care, again, that it's deep tech focused and that the minimum duration is at least 50 hours. I will show you an example. We can use the filters. I can filter by field. Let's say that I'm interested in something about aerospace and automotive. I filter, and here I have all the programs in that field. Let's say that I'm interested in space architecture. Random example. I click, and here I have some general information about the contents of the program. But then if I am a talent or a student and I want to enroll, I have to click on Apply Now. And when I click on Apply Now, I am automatically redirected to the training provider's website, which in this case is the University of Vienna. This to say that our platform is not Coursera. Our platform wants to give as much visibility as possible at European level and beyond to the courses and programs from our partners that went through the quality check, so that they can reach out to a bigger audience and they can have more and more talents or students enrolling in the programs. The benefit of the platform for training providers, I think it's quite clear. What is the benefit for companies? I don't know the background of all of you here. It's more than 50 people, so I don't know, but I guess there are also companies. What is the benefit? If you are a company and you have your own educational activities, because perhaps you collaborate with some university and you develop programs, they could be published here, and you could give visibility to what you are doing also in education. Or you could even use the platform to reach out to the best talents in Europe. This is what, for example, Intel is doing. Okay, Intel is a very big company, but this is just to give you an example. Intel has published 3 programs on our platform. One of these programs is AI for future workforce. So there is a program about AI. The best ones will be hired. So companies can also use the tool as kind of an HR, let's say, system to reach out to the best talents in Europe. Say you are a startup or you are a company and you don't do any education activity at all. Not a problem. You can use the programs on our platform to upskill or reskill your employees. What I always say about companies is that to be competitive, a company either has to have the best technology or the best people. And to have the best people, you need to constantly upskill and reskill them. So companies could benefit from our platform, allowing their employees to follow some of our programs and be constantly upskilled and reskilled. So this was about the training platform, but we have more. So besides the deep tech training platform, we have also developed and very recently launched the deep tech technology radar. The radar is, you can see it here, is a map of deep tech technologies. So here you have more than 30 deep tech fields, which you can filter also by sub-technology. In this case, we have information technology, and then we have subtopics. And as an example, we chose edge computing. For these subtasks, you can find the TRL, so the technology readiness level at European level, as well as the business readiness level at European level. But what is interesting is that per each deep tech technology, you have the list of our partners working in that field. And you can find information about them, and you can find information about any program they have published on our platform. So the idea of the radar is, on one hand, to provide useful information about the status, the state of the art of deep tech in Europe. But on the other hand, is also to give visibility to our partners working in deep tech, to their innovations, their products, their courses, so that they can be potentially reached out by stakeholders, even customers in case of companies. And as you can see here, you can play a little bit with the radar and find all possible information. The other platform that we have recently launched is the Deep Tech Talent community. This is kind of an alumni platform where deep tech talents or future deep tech talents can gather and network. But it's more than that, because it's also a matchmaking platform. Because when you register, you have to upload your CV and you have to answer to a few questions. So the system, which is AI-based, based on your CV, on your skills, on your career's objective, will automatically suggest you the best programs you should follow on our platform. And your CV will also be visible to all of our more than 100 partners that can reach out in case they are looking for some specific skills or some specific background. So to summarize a little bit, we have the deep tech training platform that wants to upskill and reskill talents and give visibility to educational activities in Europe. Then we have the radar that wants to give visibility to the use cases and innovation of our partners. And then we have the talent community, which is specifically for talents, but that could benefit also companies that can reach out to the best talents in Europe. This is Agora, which is the platform that we use for internal networking. So once you become a partner, besides having access to all the other tools, you will also have access to this platform where you can publish your news, your events, you can communicate with the others so that you can constantly network within the network of partners. And then we have funding opportunities, communication, and dissemination. Tonight, a call for proposal will be launched. It will follow Horizon Europe guidelines. It will be open only to our partners. So if you want to apply to the call, first you need to become a partner. And I will tell you how to do that in a while. The overall budget of the call is 2 million euros, and we plan to fund around 15-20 projects. The objective of the call will be to fund the development of new deep tech training programs, and it will require consortia to be created among the partners. We are organizing some info sessions for our partners specific about the call for proposal for the upcoming weeks. So if you become a partner, you will be informed as soon as the info session is scheduled, and you will be invited and you will receive all possible information about it. And then we have web and press releases, newsletters, social media campaigns, because we want to give as much visibility as possible, again, to our partners. So for example, in November, we were in Lisbon for the Web Summit. We had our own booth and we had around 40 tickets available. So we could invite a good number of our partners. And some of them were speakers during a masterclass that we ran during the Web Summit, which again gave them a lot of visibility. A couple of weeks ago, we were at Hello Tomorrow in Paris. And again, we had tickets and we could invite our partners to come with us and benefit from being at such a huge event. We were speakers during the NVIDIA AI event a couple of weeks ago. At the end of April, we will be speakers with some of our partners during the Women in Tech Global Conference. In October, we will have our annual event, which will be in Poland, and we will invite all of our partners to come with us. So again, whenever possible, we try to allow our partners to network and reach out to new stakeholders as much as possible. And then once a month, we organize networking and drop-in sessions. So once a month, we meet online with all the partners. On one hand, we update them about the initiative and the news and opportunities. But on the other hand, we give them the possibility of pitching in front of the others, which is, again, a way to allow them to be reached out or to reach out to possible new partners. So to wrap up, what would be the benefit to join? The benefit would be that you would be part of the biggest European knowledge hub in the field of deep tech in Europe, which means being more competitive because you can reach out to the best talents and you can upskill and reskill your own employees, which means tapping into networking opportunities, getting visibility from all the initiatives that we have, building collaborative projects with the other members, having access to the funding opportunities and all the platforms that I've explained. And then, of course, also the prestige coming from joining a European initiative. So, what to do if you want to join? First of all, joining is free, so there is no fee to pay. What you have to do, you have to download the pledge from the platform, fill it in and upload it back. The pledge is not a contract. Pledge means promise. So it's a high-level, non-binding document where you need to quantify the number of talents you are planning to train from now until the end of 2025 in deep tech, and the number of programs you are planning to develop in deep tech until the end of 2025. That's all. Number of talents, number of programs. You fill it in, you upload it back on the platform, and in a couple of days, you will receive a feedback. If the feedback is positive, it means that you receive account name and password. And with that, you have access to the back end of all the platforms and you can start uploading your programs on the deep tech training platform, and you will be invited to all the activities and the initiatives that we do. What happens if you are a company and you don't do trainings? That's not a problem. You will have to quantify the number of your own employees that you are planning to upskill and reskill until the end of 2025. So again, it's not mandatory for companies to upload programs, because if you don't do programs, you can't. But in any case, you can upskill and reskill your employees through the existing programs. So you will have to quantify the number of your employees that will be upskilled or reskilled. This is my email, so feel free to reach out in case, again, you want to have an individual call to discuss your specific situation. I'm absolutely available. In the follow-up email that I will share with you, again, you will find this presentation, you will find the link to all the different pages, the link to the pledge templates that you have to use. So I will give you all the information. I'm checking if you have any question, but I don't see any question here in the chat. So I think I was super clear because there is no question. One thing about the programs is that on the platform, you can find very technical programs. Yes. Like, I don't know, advanced manufacturing, advanced materials, very scientific contents, but you can also find economic and social, let's say, oriented educational activities. For example, I don't know, the legal aspects of cybersecurity or how to become an entrepreneur in the field of deep tech. Why? Because we want to approach deep tech from any possible perspective, not just the purely technical ones. So if for example, someone of you is working in a business development company or for the economics faculty of a university, if you have activities that somehow tackle with deep tech, even if from a more economic perspective, that's also eligible. I'm thinking about other things. For example, the language of the programs. The language of the courses can be any European language. Of course, it would be better for you if they are in English, because you can reach out to a bigger audience. But if it's not possible and you use another language, that's also eligible. Is there a price for some of the training courses? No, there is not a price range. It's up to you. The type of program, so whether it's online, hybrid, or in person, and whether it's free or you ask your participants to pay, that's all up to you. And whatever price you ask, it stays with you. So we are not asking any money, any percentage of the program. That's all your revenues. Any other question? No? No question? Okay. So thank you very much for joining this webinar. I hope everything was clear. If not, feel free to reach out. No, there is a new post. What are your expectations in terms of participant numbers? We would like to understand if proposing to train about 300 participants in person and 1,000 online would be of interest to you. There is no limit. So there is no minimum number of participants to your trainings. It's absolutely up to you. It's clear that if you are Politecnico di Milano, you can reach out to a huge number of students. But then if you are a local training provider from a province in Europe, perhaps you reach out to a smaller number. That's not a problem. So 300 in person, 1,000 online, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. And again, there is no minimum. So far, we've reached around 800,000 pledged talents, and they really come from very different actors. So also in terms of numbers, Some provided big numbers, some others small, no problem. Is there a quality control? Yes, there is a quality control. As I was mentioning at the beginning, there is a quality control on the programs. When you become a partner, pledge, we call them pledges because you have to sign the pledge. You have to upload some information about the contents of your programs. This information will be reviewed by our quality team. You will have to use a specific quality check template. They will be reviewed. If everything is fine, then the programs can be published. If they are incomplete or they are not in line with our requirements, you will be reached out by the quality team and you will see if there is the possibility to fix the contents or the organization of the programs and make it eligible to be published. About the quality check, when I will share with you the presentation, on the slide of the Deep Tech training platform, there is also the link to the quality check page where you can find all the information as well as the quality check template, so you can see what type of information we require. Thank you for the excellent presentation. You're welcome. Is individual membership applicable? If by individual you mean like a single person, that like a freelancer, for example, physical person, then no. You must be an organization, a company, an institution. You must be a legal person. If you are a single person, what you can do, you can register on the talent platform where you, on the, let's say, alumni platform that I mentioned before. In that case, yes, you can do that on your own, but then you are not a pledger, of course, because just organizations can become pledges. Do we need to have pre-designed training programs at the time of application? So we don't ask you to build anything new from zero to be uploaded on the platform. So whatever existing program you have in the field of deep tech, minimum duration 50 hours, could be published on the platform. So no need to build something new from zero. Pre-designed training programs at the time of application, it depends on who you are. If you are a training provider, then you will need to upload some training programs. If you are a company, that's not required. The requirement is that you upskill and reskill your employees. So in that case, you wouldn't need any program already available to be uploaded on the platform. Any other question? New post, yes. Will you be offering the EIT label for quality assured courses? There won't be the EIT label because the Deep Tech Talent Initiative is kind of, let's say, outside of the KICS labeling standard. There will be the Deep Tech Talent Initiative label, which in any case comes from EIT because we are EIT. So it's, I mean, it's more or less the same. Can no-profit organization can also become pledger if they have some training programs? Yes, of course. We follow Horizon Europe guidelines in terms of eligibility. So any type of organization is eligible. The pledge will have to be signed by your legal representative, and then you can add as many contact people as you wish. So yes, no problem if you are a no-profit organization. I understand that joining the initiative is free of charge, yes, but will there be a need to pay for participation later on if we are training providers? There is no fee to join, whatever your type of organization is. So the rule is the same for everyone. There is no fee to pay, at least until the end of 2025. We are now in a pilot phase that will last until the end of 2025. If the initiative is successful, which at the moment is, it will be renewed. What happens when it will be renewed after the end of 2025, also in terms of fees, we don't know yet. What we are sure is that if there will be a fee and you will not be willing to pay, you can opt out of the initiative with no penalty. Because again, the pledge is not a contract, it's a high-level non-binding commitment. So there is no penalty if you decide to opt out. While waiting for other questions, one thing that I didn't mention is about the reporting. Once you become a pledger, you will be asked to report every 6 months on the educational activities that you've done. It's not a major reporting, so don't imagine the reporting as a European project reporting, because it's not like that. It's an Excel file where you will need to quantify the number of people that you have trained, in what fields, the gender of these people, the KPIs that perhaps you have reached. It's quite a high-level reporting. And if in the reporting you don't reach the expected numbers that you've declared at the beginning in the pledge, that's also not a problem, because again, the pledge is not a contract, it's a voluntary commitment, so there is no penalty if you don't reach the expected numbers. You will have to explain why, but then there will be no penalty. Anything else? No? Okay. So thank you very much again for coming, and I will share with you everything, and have a nice afternoon. Bye-bye.